Madam Clerk.
In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this work session, regular meeting of the Franklin Township Council was made as required, indicating that this meeting would take place at the Municipal Building at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, May 26, 2026.
If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for an invocation by Councilwoman Shipa Udine. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If there is to be peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. If there is to be peace in the nations, there must be peace in the cities. If there is to be peace in the cities, there must be peace between neighbors. If there is to be peace between neighbors, there must be peace in the home. If there is to be peace in the home, there must be peace in the heart. Amen.
Amen. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Embarrasson?
Here.
Councilwoman Francois?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Karazi?
Here.
Mayor Kramer?
I'm here.
Councilman Onijaka?
Here.
Councilman Singh?
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella?
Here.
Councilman Wright?
Okay. Commendations and proclamations. Our first one is the Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month proclamation by Councilwoman Udine.
Oh, Lord. Keep it brief. What's that microphone sound? Try it.
Yeah, I got it.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Whereas Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders encompass more than 50 distinct ethnic groups whose heritage, culture, and contributions have shaped and strengthened the United States for generations. And whereas Congress designated May as AAPI Heritage Month, honoring milestones including the arrival of the first Japanese immigrants on May 7, 1843, and the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad on May 10, 1869, built in large part of Chinese laborers. And whereas Franklin Township proudly recognizes its AAPI residents, families, and community organizations, including OCA New Jersey, whose dedication to scholarship, civic engagement, and cultural pride make our township stronger. Now, therefore, may be proclaimed that we, the undersigned Mayor Phil Kramer and Councilwoman Shipa Udine of Franklin Township, Somerset County, New Jersey, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Thank you. Is there anyone here that would like to, Rohit? Anyone else that would like to join and take this as well? AAPI? This is the AAPI. We actually had an event in Newark last 2 weeks ago for AAPI. I was invited as a guest speaker for NJIT, and OCA, the organization, they give out scholarships for high schoolers. So some of our Franklin high school kids applied to it, and though they weren't selected, it was a very large submission of scholarship participants, but it was really good to see that they actually attended it, and I was able to present this to them as well, and now I'm presenting it to you. So, thank you.
The next is Pride Month presentation. Would all those who are proud please join me? So what you're seeing here before you is the Pride Celebration Committee. And let me read the certificate. Oh, we have new proclamations. Look at that. Wow. Colors. Township of Franklin, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey, Mayor and Council Proclamation, Pride Month, June 2026. Whereas the Township of Franklin, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey is vibrant and diverse community built upon the principles of equality, dignity, and respect for all people. And whereas June has been recognized nationally and internationally as Pride Month, a time to celebrate the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual, and other members of the LGBTQ+ community, and to honor the history and ongoing struggle for equality and civil rights. And whereas the Township of Franklin is home to the LGBTQ+ residents, families, students, businesses, business owners, and community members who contribute immensely to the social, cultural, and economic fabric of our community, and who deserve to live openly, safely, and with full dignity. And whereas visibility, inclusion, and education remain essential tools in combating prejudice, supporting the mental health and well-being of LGBTQ+ youth, and fostering a community where every person feels seen, welcome, and celebrated. And whereas the Mayor and Council of the Township of Franklin stand in solidarity with the LGBTQ+ residents and with all those who continue to advocate for a more just, equitable, and compassionate society. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Mayor and Council of the Township of Franklin, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey, do hereby officially designate June 2026 as Pride Month in the Township of Franklin, and call upon all residents, businesses, schools, and civic organizations to recognize and celebrate the contributions of the LGBTQ+ community members, and to stand in solidarity with those who continue to face discrimination and hardship, and to reaffirm our shared commitment to a Franklin Township that is welcoming, inclusive, and a place where all may thrive. Proclaim this 26th day of May in the year 2026. So this is to celebrate Pride Month and also to announce Pride Day at the gazebo, or as we like to call it, the gazebo, at least on that day. This is the committee that is working on that. And besides all these fancy words, which are all very true, they're just a fun group. And I love meeting with you guys, although I missed today's. But who would like to speak? Go ahead.
I'm AJ Hoffman. I've worked in Somerset for longer than I've lived in Franklin. I love living here. One day I just checked my email and I had a message from council member Ed. It was like, hey, we're going to do a Pride celebration. And now 3 years later, I still get to work with these incredible, amazing, dedicated, wonderful folks, and especially Mayor Kramer. Your support is so needed, and your words were so beautiful, and this community really, you know, like our t-shirt designer, Frank, put it together, love lives here. And I just think that's so wonderful. Thank you. Oh yes, join us June 13th at the gazebo for a fun day, 12 to 3. Thank you.
Fortunately, I brought my agenda with me. Next is Dr. Karazi's Central Jersey Community Center commendation.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. You know, you often have heard, we've said that Franklin Township is the second most diverse township in New Jersey. And with diversity, although there may be some challenges, but there are a lot of rewards. And one of the rewards is that we get to know different cultures, get to know their traditions, and also the type of services that they provide to our community. So I am honored to recognize one of such a great group in our township. And you see that the representative of them, they are here. And we're very happy that they could join. Mary, you would please just come join me as well. So this is honoring Central Jersey Community Center. Whereas the Central Jersey Community Center has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the residents of Franklin Township and the broader Central Jersey community through sustained programs of cultural enrichment, civic engagement, and humanitarian service. And whereas CJCC hosts an annual food and culture festival that draws as many as 4,000 visitors, celebrating the diversity and shared humanity of our community. And whereas CJCC provides meals to those in need through its Thanksgiving dinner, community iftar program during Ramadan, annual tour drive, and other seasonal charitable initiatives that serve vulnerable population throughout the region. And whereas CJCC fosters mutual understanding and respect through interfaith dialogue breakfasts, and volunteer-driven outreach initiatives that bring together residents of all backgrounds. And whereas CJCC provides volunteer chaplaincy services to local correctional facilities, extending compassion and spiritual support to incarcerated individuals, and affirming the dignity of every person in our community. And whereas through its mission to deepen understanding between American and Turkish cultures, CJCC cultivates integrity, compassion, and active citizenship, thereby enriching the social and cultural fabric of Franklin Township and Central New Jersey. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, Philip Kramer, Mayor, and Alex Karazi, Deputy Mayor of the Township of Franklin, I'm sorry?
Looking at their upcoming events on my computer.
Oh, yeah, okay. Of Township of Franklin, on behalf of the Township Council and all citizens of the Township of Franklin, do hereby extend our deepest appreciation and commendation to the Central Jersey Community Center for its dedication to promoting cultural understanding, educational enrichment, civic engagement, and community service throughout Central Jersey, and wish its leaders, volunteers, and members continuous success in the years ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome tonight. And on behalf of the Central Jersey Community Center, we would like to sincerely thank you to Franklin Township Council and the Deputy Mayor for this meaningful commendation and recognition. And this recognition is not only an honor for us, but also a reflection of the dedication of our volunteers, families, sisters, youth, and community members who works tirelessly to serve with compassion and sincerity. And we are grateful to be this opportunity to be part of Franklin Township community, and we look forward to continuing to build bridges, encourage dialogue, and contribute positively to our shared society. Thank you again for this honor.
We often brag about our diversity in Franklin. One of the great things about it is people can be proud of what they are here. They can thrive and they can share. So I don't know how you measure how diverse a town is. How did we come in second? How do you measure that? But well, but I'm not exactly sure how they do that metric. But I know that we're all very proud of it. We're happy with it, and want to encourage groups to come out and share with us their heritage. Thank you.
And we want to invite you to 6th, 7th June. There's a second June 6, 7, there's a second Turkish food festival. It's actually international food festival, lots of the foods, arts. 6, 7, it's next to the Clarion Hotel in Somerset, but it's near Brunswick.
Is anyone here for Tourette's Awareness Day proclamation? Oh, good. First, I want to start with my apologies. Come on up. I wrote our clerk to include this in our agenda and didn't hit send for about 2 weeks. So it sat in my draft box. You're welcome. So. Proclamation. Whereas Tourette syndrome is an often misunderstood inherited neurologic disorder that is characterized by involuntary physical and vocal tics, and 83% of the time is accompanied by other mental health disorders such as ADHD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and anxiety. And whereas Tourette syndrome and tic disorders affect 1 in 162 children throughout every ethnic and racial group, with the onset typically occurring at 6 or 7 years of age, through about half of these children, though about half of these children go undiagnosed. And whereas through some of these cases are aided by medication, there is no standard treatment or known cure for the disorder. And while tics may fade in adulthood, that is not always the case. And whereas 83% of children with Tourette's syndrome felt that it has negatively impacted their school experience and education, and 63% have felt discriminated against. And whereas there is an urgent need for professional education in both the medical and education fields to assist children, adults, and families living with Tourette's syndrome, and general awareness to broaden the public's knowledge of Tourette's syndrome and decrease the stigma. And whereas the New Jersey Center of Tourette's Syndrome and Associated Disorders is actively providing services to families, education, medical professionals, and teachers, and supporting research to better understand the signs and treatments of Tourette's syndrome. And whereas the NJCTS is celebrating more than 20 years of excellence in education, advocacy, and research. Now, therefore, be it resolved that June 4th, 2026 will be recognized as Tourette Syndrome Awareness Day in the Township of Franklin as a specific day to promote understanding, compassion, and acceptance for all of our fellow citizens who deserve and need our support, and to break the stigma that surrounds Tourette syndrome.
I'd like to thank the mayor very much and the council of Franklin Township for recognizing June 4th as Tourette Syndrome Awareness Day in Franklin Township. My name is Hillary Kruchovi. I'm the executive director for the New Jersey Center for Tourette Syndrome. We are located in Somerville, and we're the statewide agency helping all individuals with Tourette syndrome. We invite you to get to know us. We have a great website, njcts.org, or follow us on Facebook to learn more about our programs and hopefully get involved and learn a little bit more about Tourette syndrome.
I think what you're doing is very important. I'm a neurologist. I did a pediatric rotation. I got one lecture on Tourette's my entire time in medical school and residency combined. So this awareness and education is extremely important. So I thank you for contacting me. Thank you. Sure. I feel the need to open by unanimous consent public session. Without objection, we're open for public session. Anyone wishing to speak about anything to do with government may speak now. If you hear about the budget, you can speak about it now. There is, however, a specific time where we can speak uniquely about the budget, but you can speak about anything to do with government. Please state your name and address. May only come up once, 5 minutes of time, no yielding of time. Just walk right up.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. I'm not going to talk about that, but I am going to talk about something that has nothing to do with summer, and it's called snow, specifically snow removal for seniors. I've been in email communication.
Your name and address.
Oh, sorry. Kathleen Zapaticki, 6 Darwin Road. I've been in email communication with the mayor on this topic. I can take you back to our trauma from January and February with all of our snow. I personally am a homeowner. I live alone. And I called and called and called, and no one would come remove my snow. I was forced to remove it on my own. I used to have neighbors that did it, but they've moved, they've died, the kids don't want to do it. And it was hellish. And, personally, I ended up with a permanent neck and spine injury. So this is very close to my heart. However, I've talked to many seniors, and those of us who don't live in condos, who have to remove their own snow, we're really stuck and depending on the kindness of strangers, which there aren't as much kindness as there used to be in the 1970s. So I am here to suggest that you consider a snow removal program for seniors 65 plus. This would not be a free program, so don't worry, the township will not pay for it. Seniors would pay. I was willing to pay $200, $300 to have somebody remove my snow. I couldn't do it. I just can't do it anymore. And many of us can't. But we need the township to locate willing contractors to make a commitment to remove our snow. When I called, everyone said, oh, we only do commercial because commercial is guaranteed, right? If you have a business, you have to have your snow removed. So they didn't want to do it, or they were too tired, or whatever the excuse was. So the township would need to find somebody, some people, to remove the snow. Seniors would still pay, okay? Also, we would need the township to sort of facilitate how it would work. How would seniors know about it? Would we have to sign up in advance? Would there be a hotline? I've done some research online, and other communities in New Jersey, not many, do have program, specifically Nutley. I've been in communication with somebody from Nutley for snow removal, okay? Just lastly, I just want to say this is an important issue for seniors. We have no benefit anymore. We don't have children in school. We haven't had children in school for a long time, but we still pay our taxes. And I think that this would really benefit the safety of our seniors and being able to stay in our homes instead of moving, to Florida or wherever seniors are moving these days. So I hope that you'll consider this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak?
Good evening. Shanique Davis, 227 Blake Avenue. Recently, New Brunswick approved the development of a 14-story senior living center at 501 Easton Avenue, where the Parker Senior Center currently sits. I'm not sure how the planning process works across municipalities, but can you clarify whether or how this development may affect surrounding communities such as ours? Has any traffic impact analysis been conducted regarding potential changes to traffic patterns, congestions along Easton Avenue, and et cetera, and other roads used by Somerset residents? Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak?
Good evening. I'm Mary Ann Riley, and I live at 122 Selby Court. Occasionally, Board of Education meetings and Town Council meetings are scheduled on the same evening. It happened a couple weeks ago. Because the municipal taxes and school taxes are paid for out, by the residents, if the meetings are scheduled on the same day, the public can't be fully informed. They can't be allowed to address the council in person and ask questions while the meeting is going on. And it makes it impossible for taxpayers to be actively involved during a meeting if scheduled at the same time, because I think we need to be at both meetings. I respectfully ask this town council to coordinate, and ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if there's someone on the council that coordinates the scheduling of both meetings. If not, I would ask that start immediately, okay? So that the dates are never on the same day and the same time. I also ask, and this is something personal because I've been to the last 4 Board of Education meetings, and it's been called out that only 3 people have attended. That's on all of us. That's not on you. But 3 people have attended, and yet our taxes have gone up dramatically. And I know all of you pay taxes. I ask, and I don't know if this is possible, but I hope it's possible, that 2 members from this council and 2 members from the Board of Ed, and I will ask them, that you attend the meetings. You've got to, just because you pay taxes as well as I do. And you know that the taxes are going to go up this year. So that's what I ask. And if I can be of service or of help, I will do it. But I would hope that 2 of you would volunteer to be at the school board meeting. And I'm going to address the school board and ask that 2 people be here. I think normally Mr. Grippo is here. I've seen him in a couple meetings. He's been very faithful. But I ask that of you. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Jim Johnston at 34 Norwich Place. I want to thank you for introducing that ordinance at the last meeting on warehouses, limiting warehouses, and banning data centers. I am in complete agreement with you that we need to ban the data centers. I heard people expressing different opinions about the warehouse portion of the ordinance, so I want to withhold comment on that because I haven't decided yet. But you might want to divide it up into two different ordinances, one for the warehouse and the other one for the data center. Yeah, so the data centers are very unpopular. Polls have shown that 71% of the American people are against data centers. And I want to tell you what happened about 3 months ago, or a few months ago, right over here in New Brunswick. They were proposing a data center in New Brunswick on Jersey Avenue, which is very close to Franklin. And in New Brunswick, they have a newspaper called New Brunswick Today. And the editor of New Brunswick Today, he found out about that proposed warehouse, and he publicized it in his newspaper. And as a result of that publicity, they got hundreds of people showed up to protest that warehouse, and it was fantastic. They got the whole thing canceled. It was beautiful, and that was good for us because that warehouse would have been right next to Franklin, and it would have had an environmental impact on Franklin. So, you know, I only wish that we had some people over there from Franklin going over there to help the protest. Yeah, so they got in the United States now. We have like something like 5,000 data centers, and they're building thousands more. We got more data centers in the United States than all the rest of the world combined. China only has 500 data centers. We have 10 times that number, 5,000. So yeah, and then I'm sure you all know what the environmental damage is from them. So I'm not going to get into that. So I want to thank you again for the ordinance. I hope that your ordinance is not simply going to regulate the data centers. I hope it's going to outright ban them. Right? So yeah, completely ban, totally ban them. We don't want them. Okay. Now, I want to comment on the previous speaker. Yeah, our school taxes have gone way up. Yeah, they just increased our school taxes by 8%, and that's in addition to the 10% increase last year. So it means our school taxes have gone up 18% in 2 years. Now, I'm a senior citizen. I'm 72. Also, Governor Mikey Sherrill, you probably heard about this. You know, she has announced that in her new budget, she is proposing to make cuts to that Stay New Jersey program. Yeah. That's the program that gives property tax relief to senior citizens. Now, she is proposing that the maximum benefit of $6,500 be reduced to $4,000. Okay, now that's going to be a hardship on some senior citizens who are on a fixed income. So not only are our benefits our benefits being reduced, the school taxes are going up through the roof. Right now, I myself did not go to the last school board meeting, but I did go to one 3 years ago to protest the increase in school taxes. And what happened 3 years ago, the Franklin School District had received an increase in state aid of $6 million. So you would think that with all this extra money coming in, they could reduce our school taxes? No. Instead, they increased our school taxes 4.5%. So I went to the school board meeting 3 years ago, and I asked them, why are you increasing our school taxes 4.5% in the same year that you're receiving an extra $6 million in aid from the state? And John Ravelli, he gave me a long, complicated response, and I'm not an expert in school budgets, so, but he was giving me a long list of things. Oh, we need money for this, we need money for that. So, okay, all right, but thanks again for the ordinance. All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Javon Walker, 15 Coon Street. First question I'd like to ask is there a definitive time frame of the ban on data centers? Is it indefinitely? Is it for the next 5 years? If someone from the council could just answer that quick question. The next question is related to cannabis licenses. I see on the agenda for today that there's a sale of a retail consumption license. And while I'll get more details on that license, then I'm curious on the rules of the cannabis licenses allotted for Franklin Township. Can someone tell me the following? It's like 4 separate questions. How many recreational cannabis licenses are allotted for the township as of today? Is it 23 or is it a different number? Have all of the licenses been allotted to businesses? The next question is, if any business with the license, if it has liquidated and or dissolved, does the cap of 23 or whatever other number, does that reduce? And the last question is, outside of the one in today's resolution, are there any open licenses that have not yet been allotted? That's it for my questions. Thank you.
Council, I'm just going to add that what the gentleman's referring to on the agenda is not a cannabis license, and it's an alcohol consumption license. Okay.
Seeing no one come up, I ask unanimous consent to close public session. Without exception, public session is closed. Address public session. Am I not?
You're not being heard, Mayor. You just need to pull it a little closer.
Okay, I just closed the public session, and we are now addressing the questions. So snow removal, thank you for contacting me over the last month or so. I think it's a great idea. I don't know about the organization of such a thing.
So you had brought this to my attention,
Right.
Mayor, when it was first brought to your attention, and I did some research. There's a small handful of towns in New Jersey that have had that type of effort organized either by and I think maybe in 1 or 2 cases, the municipality reaching out and trying to organize volunteers that would do it on a volunteer basis. Most of them rely on high school students, the ones that I've seen, Nutley, which the resident referenced in her discussion up at the microphone. She said Nutley. Nutley's is one where the town contacts the high school, where there are volunteers that are organized by the high school to then communicate directly with the seniors to arrange for when they go out and how much they pay. You know, that seems to be the model that is most common in New Jersey. Hoboken, I think, this year tried to organize it. I don't know that they'd ever got off the ground. They've just started it subsequent to the snowstorms that we had. I know that the county has tried at various times during my tenure to organize volunteers for things like snow removal, raking leaves for seniors. I think it's been with very limited success. Unfortunately, you're relying on people to volunteer their time. And we know what volunteerism is in this day and age. So that's one. And as far as the suggestion, and I would defer to the township attorney, but I'll tell you what my opinion is. The way it was described as far as engaging contractors tends to lean me towards a concession contract, which would mean we would have to go out to bid for that. Even if we don't pay, if a contractor is making money as a result of what we do, that's a concession contract. It requires a bid, and we would have to do a bid award, and then that's really, and I don't know that we would get a contractor to submit a bid for something as kind of random as any people who want to do it, and here's what they would have to pay. The truth is, landscapers make their winter living off of that type of business, and what you need to do is contract with a landscaper for that service, not at the time of the snowfall, but at the beginning of the winter season. And that wouldn't be us doing that. That would be a biddable contract.
Could we at least compile a list?
Well, then we would be involved. And again, no, we can't. We would if you're doing that, you're now engaging with a contractor who's going to provide a service for which they're going to be paid, and we're compiling that list, which is a concession. We're doing that, so that is a biddable item. It's just like, remember back to when we had a veterinarian in a trailer outside of our animal shelter, and they were providing low or no-cost veterinary service to people who couldn't afford to go to a vet, spay and neuter in particular. We put that out to bid because someone was making money on the recommendation of the township. That's a biddable item.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, so I live in a community here which we have 82 houses, and we have a WhatsApp group for the members. So when the snow came before that, we basically identified a couple of contractors that they served our area. And we asked everybody, whoever wants their houses to be snow removed, please put your number in there. So we had a list of, let's say, 40 of the houses that they wanted help with their snow removal. And that particular contractor that wanted to do it, they had the list, they started going house after house. So that was a model that we used 3 times, and we were very successful in resolving our problem. So I'm not saying that that model works for everywhere, but for us it was very, very useful, and we were able to manage the snow removal. Can I talk to you afterward? Whenever, I'll come outside and talk to you.
So, Mayor, I just had a question for our attorney based on this subject, if our deputy mayor was done.
I'm done. Thank you.
2 things, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Yeah, about the snow shoveling. I know I brought it up to our manager, and he said it should go to our public safety committee. I'm personally, and I think some of us are looking at maybe extending the amount of time when you get a significant snowstorm. I know that doesn't answer your problem. I'm going to get to something with that. Well, people have gotten tickets, and we're concerned that it's not a reasonable amount of time. So we're looking at that in our next public safety meeting, because that's the safety aspect is all in the police department, and we confer with them with any ordinance that there could be safety issues. So that could help in certain circumstances. My question is, I'm listening to everything, and it all makes sense. Would our senior citizen advisory committee, if it was volunteer-based, Lou, be able to delve in this and create a program if it didn't involve, like Bob was referring to, with contracting and money, that they can maybe set up? We have so many volunteers in town. Would they be able to get involved, that sanctioned committee?
I just want to clarify that she was not looking for a volunteer. She was just looking for somebody.
No, I understand that, but the difficulty with, like our manager wisely explained, we can't really get involved with that. It's very complex. I'm saying if it's volunteer-based, and I know the county program, it was great. Unfortunately, it's hard to keep it running, but if it's local, would our committee or commissions be able to get involved in the volunteer organizational aspect?
Well, I don't think they could get involved in running a program that's not sponsored by the township. I mean, there's liability issues.
Okay, that's why I'm asking. Okay, so it would have to, but an outside volunteer group.
Of course.
Anything from the Kiwanis Club, I don't even know if we have one, I'm just saying, to one of these youth organizations, they could get involved, but a government-sanctioned committee, commission should not.
Correct.
Okay, I didn't know. Just trying to find ways to have some opportunity.
Can I jump in here? Yeah, let me jump in here. So for a concession bid, that's something that we could look into. There would be nothing stopping us from doing
Well,
that,
there's
right?
nothing stopping it, but then we would have to control the contract that's now providing services to residents that we're not, and it's a slippery slope as far as when you enter into a contract with a say a landscape company to provide snow removal services on private properties. And then we would have to manage that contract. So any disputes, any financial disputes, that we're going to have to intervene. Okay. And I think that it's probably not something that we would want to get involved in. I think that both the deputy mayor and Councilman Vassanella are kind of going down the right path as to how these things happen. The ideal circumstance would be for a nonprofit organization to do what we're proposing we would do in a concession. Enter into a contract with a contractor to provide services to a senior citizen. Now, we joke and about our senior advisory, but those senior clubs are nonprofits. I mean, the Parkside Senior Citizens, those senior clubs are their own 501c3. I mean, they could do that themselves.
But I'm the council liaison for the Senior Citizen Advisory Committee, so I'll bring it up.
Yeah, I mean, they could do it without any difficulty whatsoever.
But to your point, ma'am, I think I'm a single homeowner and I'm a senior citizen. I use my landscaping company to do my snow removal in the winter. I take care of that ahead of time. So if you have landscaping company, they don't want to do it. Okay.
Because he only wants commercial. He said the guy's retired. They want commercial only.
Because that's usually a good route to go.
Yeah, so the arrangement is that not at the time of the snowstorm, but you need to arrange for snow removal in October, and you enter into a contract, and you agree that at 1 to 3 inches they'll remove at this amount, and 3 to 6 they'll remove. We enter into the same type of contracts for our snow removal routes. I mean, we can't handle all of our routes in town with Public Works employees, so we contract out 20 snow routes annually, and we do that in the beginning of the before the snow season, and they're dedicated to us. I understand the commercial. That's what I'm saying. I get it. A lot of landscapers want to do that route, but I'm sure that if you look, there are some small landscapers out there that do residential. Yeah.
I couldn't find anyone. So if anyone's got it, let me know.
All right, the second person to come up, the young lady back there. I'm sorry, I entirely missed what she
So I didn't miss anything.
Go ahead.
So there is a 14-story building that is being proposed at the location of the Parker Nursing Home on Easton Avenue near the Township line, just after the jug handle entrance on the left-hand side. That's where Parker Nursing Home is. And what I think the young lady has asked is there any input that the township has related to the development of a parcel in an adjoining town? And really the only time that there's any, and Lou will jump on me on this one, according to the municipal land use law, the developer is required to make notification to all those property owners within 200 feet of that property, even if it crosses a municipal boundary. We're not within 200 feet, so the applicant in front of the board in New Brunswick was not under any requirement to notify the Township of Franklin of that development plan. I happened to see something about it online, after the fact that what was being proposed for that parcel, but that's so as far as what the new, I'm going to guess it was probably the Zoning Board of Adjustment that approved the application.
Bob, it's not actually approved. It's in
right,
process.
Or as I'm saying, that's why I'm finishing my thought, or who it's going in front of. That's up to the New Brunswick Zoning Board to determine what they'll require of the applicant for review. I can't imagine that they wouldn't require a traffic study, an environmental study, and all the typical things that those boards request. But again, it's the city of New Brunswick. Your questions are probably better directed to the mayor and council of New Brunswick as it relates to that.
Okay. School board meeting lining up with the township meeting. So this is actually the first time, and I've been doing this I've been involved for 23 years that has happened. We have a liaison to the school board. We have one person who attends meetings. I'm not saying every meeting, but attends meetings. They do not have anyone, and you would have to ask them to do that. I think we talk about projects and things we share, and the managers on the phone with the superintendent probably 3 times a week, but we don't discuss our meeting dates. I mean, I did, because you had contacted me, I did, reprimand would be way too strong a word, but I did bring to the attention of the superintendent that they had done that, and we can try to avoid that in the future.
Can I just say one thing? First of all, thank you. And yes, I did call you, and I appreciate you listening.
Yeah,
And I remember you were very kind to say to me that the last...
So unfortunately, if I do that, if I let you talk, then everyone gets to talk. So I'm sorry, but and I also think you have a very good point. 3 people showed up. We're passing a budget here, and thank you all for coming, but not that many people are here. When they receive their bills is when they fill the room.
When they get that bill in August is when
Yes.
they fill the room, yeah.
Yep.
May I make a comment on that?
Absolutely.
Yes. So last year budget, Councilwoman Udine and I attended the last year's budget, and we did speak about the concerns with the senior community. I'm a senior myself. We all live in fixed income, and such a 10% increase would be quite burdensome. At the same time, we understood they need to do that because of a complex way the school budget, the school board financing works with the state funding formulas and so forth. So they were forced into doing that. But we did make an effort last year, but it usually too late by the time we go there and talk. It's already a done deal. This year, obviously, I couldn't do. To May's point, until this year, council member Ed Potasnik was the school board liaison from the council, and he would attend some meetings. And when he left the council, I have become the liaison for the school board. So I will make it a point to attend as many meetings as I could.
Mr. Johnston, warehouses and data centers. As far as warehouses go, I'm not criticizing you. You've come up here and said that warehouses should go in certain parts of the town. We're actually doing very close. Yes, you said. What's the road off of Davidson? Atrium Drive.
Atrium Drive.
You said that. That's basically what we're doing, is doing that. So now we're doing a little more other things, and I would hear your suggestions. But I'm not saying we're following what you said, but what we're doing is close to what you said. And ordinances are a little bit like steering a ship. You can't turn it around on a dime. If we were to separate the two, then we'd have to delay both of those things happening. And this ordinance has to go to us, then to the planning board, then back to us. And I wouldn't want to stop the thing. That would be a significant change. I wouldn't want to stop everything and start all over again. So what the ordinance will do is not allow, or is make it they will not be allowed in Franklin. Not a permitted use. That's the
Right. It
phrase.
removes the reference of data center as a permitted or conditional use. So therefore, if it's not a permitted or conditional use, it can't be built without a use variance from the zoning board.
I don't have the exact count of cannabis installations. 23 is about right. As far as the other laws.
I think it's down to 22 now.
Right, Mr. Mayor, the ordinance says 18, but it grandfathered any that were
Right.
approved as of November 14th, 2024. So as they go away, the number drops until
Right.
it gets below 18.
The interesting thing is go away is open for interpretation just to some degree, because if I hold a license to sell cannabis in Franklin Township and I sell my license to someone else, it really doesn't go away. It's still the same license. So it will be if a business folds and does not sell to someone else to take their place. Because we do have one that has closed and one that has been sold already. But the other part, as I referenced earlier, is this is not a cannabis license. The Township of Franklin does not license cannabis facilities. The state of New Jersey does. The Township of Franklin's ordinance permits a certain number of retail, and then we also permit warehouse and cultivation licenses, and we have a couple of those types of facilities as well. There's no number set on those in the ordinance. And I think, but most importantly, we don't issue licenses for cannabis dispensaries. The state of New Jersey does.
That gets all the comments. Council comments. Who's down there? Mr. Onijaka, would you like to start us off?
Okay, Mayor. The HRC could not hold their meeting this May due to the Memorial Day. So it has been shifted it to June 24th. And the new pastor, Lance of St. Matthias, will do the presentation on that day. Okay, and unfortunately, I could not attend the 60th anniversary for St. Matthias. No doubt about that. They told me that it was fantastic. And the people, including my grandkids that came, they really enjoyed it. So, Mayor, that's what I have for the night.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Vasanella.
Yes, and picking right up on there, Councilman Onijaka, it was an absolutely wonderful celebration. It truly was. I know Ram and I think Councilman Shapendu and Alex, I think Sheep, I'm not sure. Oh, Kimberly, yeah. Thank you all for coming. I thought it was really fantastic. I won't go into all the detail, but it was really a community event, and it was fun. And I think they're going to do something similar years going forward, just not be at 60th anniversary. And I know you guys were there for a while. Later on today, a Superior Court judge, very well respected in New Jersey, I don't want to mention his name, was a first graduating class, and he came and did a little historical presentation. And it kind of was like a little glimpse of 60, 70 years of history of Franklin. But again, thank you. Thanks, St. Matthias. It was a wonderful event. The main thing of the report out on tonight is we had a big public works meeting, and of course it will go on our website as it's finalized. But we, as a committee, agreed on finalizing quite a bit of road repaving, most all of it, which will be done this year. A little that will be kicked to the spring. More importantly, at least for me personally, is we are, as a matter of fact, we're doing on a resolution tonight. We're doing a final payment on millions of dollars of redoing of our water system, which is completed in the 5th Ward and 4th Ward between Hamilton and New Brunswick, 27. And we just reviewed at our public works session, basically, I think what is the last phase of what really is truly rebuilding the entire infrastructure. We do mainly water and then work with our sewer when needed. But that's also slated. All this will be on because it will cause some confusion, people will be equipment and a lot going on. It will be on our website as the actual contracts and construction dates are scheduled. But I'm very happy, as much as the budget was very difficult this year, between some of this being under our water department and there being a chunk of money specifically earmarked for roads, we are going to be doing a lot of repaving and finishing infrastructure work, including our water system. I know it's not the most glamorous subject, but believe me, it's kind of stuff that silently makes our quality of life good, and the last thing you want is water main breaks. That was the main meeting I attended. There was others, but that's what I'm reporting out on tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Francois.
On this comment, we had a great Memorial Day parade yesterday. All of council was there, and we had a wonderful ceremony here in the council chambers. And just want to say thank you to all of those who have served and have gone before us. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Embarrasson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to add that in collaboration with the Board of Education, Zufall Health Clinic, and the Township, the Zufall Clinic opened a health center at the Franklin Middle School on the 13th. It's providing, as we speak, healthcare services to anybody that cannot afford or just wants to go there, including the students, the local residents. They have a nice facility, a lot of labs, exam rooms, and I think a small pharmacy. I think it's going to be there. It's a free service. They get money from grants, and the township provided funds from our ARP grant for the construction. The school board donated the land. So Zufall is providing all the services. So it's a great public-private partnership right here in town. It's going to be helpful for the citizens for years to come. So we are happy about doing that. Other than that, I think I just want to touch on the data center issue. In an internal meeting, we were discussing about the data centers, and Bob mentioned about particularly one business that was using several million gallons of water. And I asked him, where does the water dumped into? And it so happened it's dumped into the sewer system. Guess what? I also sit on the Sewerage Authority Board. I'm the vice chair there. And we pay to process the sewer that we send it to Middlesex County, and they meter our sewer. And these millions of gallons of water is clean, and we are getting charged for that. And I had no idea how many such businesses were there. We do meter sewer for the industrial clients, but these some of the clients, one of the clients that Bob mentioned in our meeting was not classified as a industrial client. As such, we do not meter them. Guess who's paying for their water processing through the sewer system? We are all the ratepayers, all of us. So now I have, this is sort of a sewerage authority issue, but we are connected because the water meter, some towns bill the sewer fees based on the water meter usage, and we don't do that. We are two separate authorities. But we have access to the water data, water usage data from the township. So I'm working with the sewer authority now looking at the water data, water usage data of the all the businesses, and see whether there are out of the ordinary uses, and we have found a few. So we are going to take action on that, and normalizing their rates to what it should be. Hopefully that would have some impact on sewerage rates down the road. And we are going to be watching that on an ongoing basis every quarter as the bills come out, and hopefully not let that happen anymore. So that's a good thing. So that's a good cross-collaboration between the authorities for the benefit of the township. Other than that, I think others mentioned the other events that we all attended, and that's all I got, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Udine.
Thank you. Just a few updates. I wasn't here last two meetings. I was in training, and so I have a couple things that I want to address. I started a thing called Community Ask in Ward 2. I had residents reach out on just collaboration efforts or ideas or questions that they had, or just anything that would help us in Ward 2 from just the quality of a life here. And based on those discussions, I had a couple pocket meetings with residents, and we're working towards some updates. And I know I spoke to right before this meeting, we had a public works meeting, and some of the signage in Elmo Road and Hamilton has already been updated. So thank you to Township Manager and Carl and his team for getting onto that and making some updates to make sure that our road signs are readable. And with World Cup coming along, we want to make sure that any visitor that comes here is able to follow the directions and the signs are crystal clear for them to see. That was one of them. Weston Canal Road, the signage, our township manager told me that that's being worked on, and that will be updated once it's ready, and that's between Schoolhouse Road and Randolph Road.
It's the sign that is just to the south of Schoolhouse Road on Weston Canal.
And I know I asked you this, but if you can tell me, what does that sign going to say? Truck access?
So can you talk a little bit more and give me about 30 seconds, and then I'll tell you what is it. And I kid you not, just give me
okay.
2 seconds.
It's actually, and I know the mayor must have also was part of it. And again, these are the feedbacks that we want to make sure folks and residents, not just in Ward 2, but all the wards and the council at large, we want to hear from you. So it's not just this particular meeting, and you're able to access us through our email. If you need us, our number is there. So, all the details is available. You don't have to just be in this particular meeting to have a public comment or a public discussion.
So now I'm ready.
Thank you.
So the sign that is located just before Schoolhouse Road, coming from Manville and heading towards 287, so heading north on Weston Canal, will say, all truck traffic accessing Schoolhouse Road, use Randolph Road 1.5 miles ahead. And I couldn't remember the mileage, so I just measured it, 1.5 miles.
And that's all I wanted to know. So that's the signage that's going to get placed on. There were other things.
The other ones are all correct throughout the region, but that one needed to be corrected. It really was a little bit, I don't want to say misleading, but I don't think it was clear enough for most truck drivers to understand that they needed to go beyond Schoolhouse Road.
Thank you.
To get onto Schoolhouse.
Perfect. And then again, on the Public Works meeting, I just want to make sure that everyone understands that as you see things right now, it's getting from spring to summer, so you'll see potholes that are out from the snow, the bad storm that we had, or any maintenance tree branches that are falling around. You're able to log those online. You could take a picture and just log it, and our Public Works team would see that it's documented so that they will action on it. It's so important because I see sometimes folks don't do that and they just use other sites to post things, and we want to make sure that folks are, as you take the picture, please ensure that you're sending it to the right channel so that we get it. McAfee Road is scheduled end of June. So if you remember, this is the one that had a lot of folks worried about the kids during school hours. So this is going to be, the road is getting worked on towards end of June. Our budget, if we pass it this time, is 3.9 million. And then out of that, we're looking at breaking it down between all the wards. So we'll get more information as we confirm today's budgeting on that. One of the other concerns that came up to me was that for the folks in TV land that are out there, I think if you have Verizon, you don't have this issue, but if you have Comcast, the complaint is that it's hard to hear us. It is an issue that's ongoing, and our IT department is aware of it. There are two options. You're able to hear this meeting, and we love the fact that everyone's very engaged and likes to hear the council meetings. So you're able to get on YouTube channel, on Franklin Township channel, and see this posted, as well as our township website, FTTV, has it live streaming. So those are your alternate options if you're trying to figure out why Comcast is not working. Or it's working, it's just really low. And then I just want to say that get out and vote. Early voting started today, and they're waiting for you. I was at the senior center myself earlier today, and it's so smooth. You're in and out within a few minutes. And I want to thank Frank from earlier today, who gave me a nice sign that says "Franklin Love Lives Here." So it's beautiful, and I put it out here for us. And lastly, Eid Mubarak to everyone that's going to celebrate it tomorrow. And that's all I had, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Singh.
Sure. So I want to make a couple of comments that both look back as well as look ahead. Before I do want to acknowledge a couple of great ideas that we got in the public session. I think we have responded to all of those, but I want to acknowledge the engagement and all the great and meaningful ideas that we got today. The lady has left, but I know there are several people from our community who has managed snow removal, snow removal for over 26 years, including removal of the snow for our seniors. And we have probably about 10 landscapers who are impaneled, who do this consistently on a year basis. So if she's going to be listening, I'm happy to share those leads with her. I mean, they've worked for us for about 26 years, and I'm sure there'll be an option that'll work for her as well. Since our last council meeting, I had the opportunity to attend the Kingston Village Advisory Committee meeting as their council liaison. For those who don't know, this is a group of individuals who advocate for quality of life in the village of Kingston. In my last meeting, we reviewed numerous complaints from residents on a portable toilet that sat at the edge of Kingston Park,
Kingston Green,
on Union Street. And I'm happy to report the issue was addressed by a township manager and the Parks and Recreation Director who I met yesterday at the parade within hours. And that toilet is going to get moved this week. So thank you for the responsiveness. Also attended the 60th celebration at St. Matthias. I won't go into the details, but I just want to say I want to congratulate St. Matthias again for their journey as well as for the milestone. A couple of things as I look ahead. One, I am super excited about the infrastructure and the water repairs and the street paving that's going to happen. I want to speak to Ward 1 residents specifically There are a number of roads that are going to get streets that should get paved in the next 12 months or so. And I'm happy to put those out, but just to give you a sense, it's going to be the copper mine area and the Sterling area, including Olson and Stockton and Stewart and others. So I'm excited about that. Also excited about Catalpa Park. We're moving forward with the park. We're getting some bids on that, and the First Ward residents can look forward to a wonderful recreational asset with some great amenities, including cricket fields, pickleball courts, tennis courts, etc. Also, as part of my commitment to public safety, I remain committed to a traffic signal and a pedestrian crossing on Route 27, which residents have been requesting for a very long time. So stay tuned for updates on that. And I also want to continue to be a vocal advocate against the Williams Transco Nisi compressor station, which poses, frankly, genuine risks of air pollution, methane emissions, safety hazards for our community. And I realize our volunteer teams are representing to the governor this week, so the fight is not over. I think that is all I had, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Corazzi.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And let me start by acknowledging our great police department. Actually, they had some exemplary efforts this weekend. The first was on Saturday when we heard about a missing 75-year-old woman, thanks to Franklin reporter and advocate. And our police department helped find that person and return to the family. The second one, actually, you know that we have about 60-plus houses of worship. And the safety of house of worship is extremely important. We want to make sure that everybody can go there and safely do their prayers and go home. So the second was there was involved an intruder entering in a house of worship property with his phone in his hand and wandering around for a while, what it looked like he's surveying the property. And this happened on Friday at 5:45 a.m. And I got a call around 6 a.m. when the person had left the property. So what we did, we looked at the cameras that they had in their properties, and a recording of the cameras, and confirmed the person did not belong to the community. And then we called the police and other authorities, and within a short period of time, 5 members of our police department came, looked at the videos, and within 3 hours, they identified the person. They interviewed him, they went to his house, talked to his family, and they confirmed that this was an innocent case. And apparently the person walks on his foot, and he was trying to find a shortcut and not realizing that this house of worship is a private property, and also they had fenced the property. So he went all the way to the end, and then he realized that there's no way he can take the shortcut. So, but again, our hats off to our police department. They did a fantastic job, put the mind of the community at ease, and really amazing job. And I know we have mentioned that our police department is one of the best, and indeed they are one of the best. I got an email this afternoon from New Jersey Blood Center that there is a blood emergency as regional blood supplies have dropped to less than 2-day inventory. And they asked us to ask the community members that they can donate blood. Please do so. Every donation can save 3 lives. So if you can, anybody who's hearing me, if you can, please make the donation. Zufall, Councilman Ambassador mentioned about that people that don't have insurance, they accept also people with insurance. So it doesn't matter if you have insurance or you don't have insurance. Please go take advantage of their services, and definitely they'll be happy to welcome you if you have insurance as well. For the snow removal, I spoke to the lady outside. She's going to contact me, and Councilman Singh, I will be more than happy to connect you with her so you can provide that information. But I also have one that I can mention as well. And St. Matthias' 60th anniversary was an amazing event, and I was happy to be there. And I spoke on behalf of our council, congratulate them as well. And lastly, Eid al-Adha, as Councilwoman Udine mentioned, is tomorrow, and that honors Prophet Ibrahim, which devotion to God is the biggest, one of the second biggest, or they're one of the biggest celebration by the Muslim community, and I congratulate them and wish them the best tomorrow. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Enjoy the Memorial Day celebration. Was very gratified about Sioux Falls opening. That's a real step forward for the town. And everything else has already been mentioned. It's the honor of going last. Mr. Manager, have you comments?
Mr. Mayor, actually, I have nothing to report. Everything's been reported by council.
Excellent. Approval of the minutes. I present the following minutes to the Township Council for their approval. The work session regular minutes of March 24th and the work session regular minutes of April 14th. Does anyone, do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any corrections? Any comments? Any typos? Oh, I missed Dr. Chase. He would always have a correction. Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Embarrasson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Karazi?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Councilman Onichaka?
Yes.
Councilman Singh?
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
Warrants in the amount of $3,030,222,883.87 on May 26 are presented to the Township Council for payment. Do we have a motion on the warrants?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Anyone like to pull a warrant, question a warrant, point out a warrant? Madam Clerk.
Councilman Embarrasson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Karazi? Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Councilman Onichaka?
Yes.
Councilman Singh?
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
All right, we're on to the budget, and A is Resolution 26-22 or 220 to read the calendar year 2026 municipal budget by title only. Is presented to the Township Council for adoption. Do we have a motion on this item?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Councilman Embarrasson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Karazi?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Councilman Onichaka?
Yes.
Councilman Singh?
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
Councilman Wright?
I'm always nervous at that motion that you guys are going to make me read the whole thing, but it would take hours. So, and now we're going to take a momentary break because there's a little confusion about the budget. And here they are. So can someone explain?
I can,
26
Mr. Mayor.
to 20.
I'm sorry. I apologize,
Under the budget,
Mr. Mayor.
not under consent, under the budget.
Are we at the budget tonight?
We are right at that. We're not using your mic, turn it off.
I don't know. I turned it on and that happened, so I can only.
If you're not using your mic, turn it off and we're
Yeah.
okay.
So, Mr. Mayor, I apologize for stepping out of the room and talking to the CFO. When we adopt a budget, we always ask a series of questions as to whether or not an amendment triggers a new public hearing. So I just wanted to make sure that the CFO had confirmed with the auditor that the budget amendment that you're doing tonight does not trigger the need for a new public hearing. Because if it did, Mr. Mayor, you couldn't do both public hearings tonight. You'd have to wait 3 days to the second public hearing. So when I realize what your agenda says, but my recommendation is that we adopt the budget amendment and then hold the public hearing on the budget as amended, and then adopt.
Yes. The agenda has one extra public hearing on it. It should not have that second public hearing.
So
it's the public hearing is on the budget as amended, not the first on the budget without amendment and then the amendment.
So here's what we're going to do, Mayor. The first item A is the resolution
We did that.
You did that. Good job.
Thank you. I knew I could go that far.
Yes, you could. I would have stopped you if you couldn't.
Or you could have had her read the entire budget and bought us some time.
That's true.
Line by line.
My suggestion, Mr. Mayor, is that you now adopt D, which is the budget amendment. And just for the public's, we're talking in kind of high-level stuff here, for the public's purpose, all we're doing is recognizing a $166,000 grant that was received, and we're going to account for that into our budget. There is a process for us to not do it tonight, and we could do it by a separate resolution, but since we're here and we have it, we're going to do it by tonight. So
we're not changing what we're spending.
Correct. No.
Right. It's just a budget. There's no impact. It's a revenue offset by
appropriation.
It's an appropriation offset by a revenue.
Okay. And then once we.
So once you amend it, then I would hold the public hearing on the budget as amended. So the entire budget as amended.
Yes.
So
we won't do B.
No.
D.
You won't
do D and then
you won't do
C.
You won't do C, but you'll do the public hearing so that the people who are following along on television, the public hearing on the calendar year 2026 municipal budget would be as amended.
Lou, just curious, it came up before in a conversation. Is there a dollar amount threshold for that? I understand everything you're saying. For when an amendment has to go to another.
There are triggers. It's if you're going to raise the appropriations in the budget as a total by more than, I believe it's, hold on a second, I'm going to tell you right now. It's if you're going to raise a new item of appropriation that exceeds 1% of the total budget or 10% of a given line item, but because this is a budget, because we're getting an appropriation and it's an offsetting revenue, it doesn't count towards the 10%, according to our auditor, and he's ultimately the one that has to make that decision.
Oh, thank you.
It doesn't. The delta is there is none. It's zero. The delta is zero, and that's the reason why it doesn't trigger a second
And just
hearing.
for the record, there's also a small. If you're reading your budget amendment, there was also a small change in the water utility.
Yes.
But it's less than the 10% in that line item.
Yes.
Because I think it's $45,000 into more than $2 million salary and wage line item.
Right. Yes, that's correct.
Right?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so resolution 26-200, resolution 26-221, adoption of the calendar year municipal budget amendment is presented to Township Council for adoption. Do we have a motion on the amendment?
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Anyone like the attorney to explain that again?
Because the second time it would be different.
Madam Clerk, this is on the amendment.
Councilman Aaron Barrison?
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Karazi?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Councilman Oni Jaka?
Yes.
Councilman Singh? Yes. Councilwoman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
Councilman Wright?
Yes.
So we could have, I'm asking council's advice, we could have the public session now, and then we could move and second the budget itself as amended, and then I could give my presentation on the budget. Or I just wonder if I give my presentation on the budget first, it might answer some questions that are coming up. Go first, okay. And we're waiting for the manager.
Actually, you're waiting for the clerk to give me access to the HDMI cable.
So, forgive me, Councilwoman Francois, I did a PowerPoint. I couldn't help myself. I just couldn't help myself. And there's graphs.
All right. Pie charts?
That's not the first slide, is it?
Slide 1 of 9, I believe, begins the slide presentation, Mayor. It says slide 1 of 9 on my screen.
You know what? I'm going to move down there because I can't see it well from here because I'm old.
Yeah. There's a chair right at the end, Mayor. Slide.
You could open it on your computer, too.
Doesn't have a computer.
Oh, and that would be hard for you to do. This microphone works. I set it up just for you.
Thank you. Oh yes, I remember this. So we are increasing the budget, or the levy. The levy is the amount of money that we raise in taxes. So we come up with what we need to spend. We get all our other revenues together. Some of that is from the surplus, which we also call the fund balance, which is our money in the bank. Some of it's state aid, hotel tax, dog licenses, et cetera, et cetera. And then the amount that we can't cover that way, unfortunately, we raise in taxes, and that's called the levy. And I just wanted to point out what the levy has done over the years and compare it to inflation over the years. And if you can read the chart, we've had increases to the levy of 1.8%, 0%, 0.5%, 0%, 0%, 0%, 1%, 1%. Then 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, 6%, last year 2.6%, and this year 7%. While that was going on, the inflation was 1.3, 2.1, 2.4, 1.8, 1.2, 4.7, 8, 4.1, 3.0, 2.6, and 2.6. And that's kind of graphed out each year, with green being the rate of inflation and blue being the amount that we increase taxes. And until these last 3 years, blue is always well under green. And last year it was about the same as green. In total, over that time, which is 11 years, unfortunately, so we can't just divide by 10, but over 11 years, inflation has been 40%, 39.3%, and the levy itself has gone up 21.4%. So we're roughly half of inflation. Next slide. So shows the same graph, except for the last two bars at the end. That's the total cumulative inflation over that time. So it just graphically shows we're at roughly half of inflation. So the levy is now, the amount we charge in taxes is now $41.7 million. So 10% of 1% is roughly 400,000. And I presented this last time. But these are the major increases we had: liability insurance, recycling and trash, snow, utilities, street lights and fuel, decreased state aid, which is, it's not a increased expense, it's decreased revenue, healthcare, salaries, and revenue for uncollected taxes. The health care and salaries amounted to $2 million together. This all comes out to about 9.1% of the municipal tax. And those are things that basically we couldn't get around. People have suggested to me, well, just fight harder with the unions. You're the guy who fights with the unions. Or
I am. I certainly negotiate. I negotiated with one of them today. I think that while there are, and I had this discussion with the members of that, the leadership of that union today, the benefits of public sector employment 30 or 40 years ago were that you had a good, strong pension system. You were able to retire at a younger age, and you received good health care benefits at no cost. Since that time, over the last 30 or 40 years, in particular beginning right around 2010, much of that has changed. Most of our new employees work till they're 65, like everyone else, until they reach Social Security age. They pay a considerable portion for their health insurance benefits, so they don't retire young, and they don't retire with guaranteed health care benefits. In fact, our new employees don't receive health care benefits in retirement like employees of the past. So that was the reason why you worked for a lower wage. Now we have to pay competitive wages to get qualified employees, and that means that we have to give increases to our labor force, because that's what we are. A municipal government is a service industry. We don't manufacture a product. We can't create new ways of increasing our productivity for our product that we make, because we don't make a product, we provide a service. And if you lower the salary line, that means you decrease the workforce, then in most instances you decrease the services provided, which is one of the things that we are trying not to do. We're trying to increase the services provided.
And I know, in fact, of one person at least that is leaving because they can get a better salary somewhere else.
Well, that happens probably, I'm going to say, about a dozen times a year. Well, and I see people shrugging their shoulders. The truth of the matter is, if you want quality service, you have to have quality employees, which means you have to pay for those quality employees. And we have to pay a competitive wage. And the mayor detailed that there were increases that doubled the amount that our budget levy increased over the last 11 years. Well, that's because our increases for the number one cost in our town, our salary line, has not increased to keep up with the rate of inflation. The rate of inflation has outpaced salary increases for our workforce.
And you can only do that for so long.
Exactly.
Okay, next slide. We took, to try to cover this deficit, we took some things away, some legal fees in the construction area, accumulated leave, time, general ledger, general legal, sorry, Mr. Renone, salary adjustments, we cut that thin and anticipating that we wouldn't be giving raises during the year, and we didn't put much more into our tax reserve fund, our fund for tax appeals. We also eliminated a few positions, not positions that anyone was in, but positions that were not filled. Again, we don't want to cut services, and I don't want to leave our employees thinking they're next on the chopping block. There was no realistic discussion about layoffs. So we had a number of those adding up to $500,000, and the Social Security left another $166,000 that we don't have to pay because we eliminated those positions. So we didn't budget for those. There were things that, if you listen to the budget hearings, there were things that were requested that after the budget hearings, before finalizing the budget, we took out. Some of them we took out before it even got to the budget hearing. A large solar array, stormwater utility mapping. The thing is, those are high-ticket items, but because we bond for things, it's really only cost us 5% in the initial year. So we take 5% off our budget for those items. Did you have something to say?
No, I was just saying, it takes off 5% in the year of the budget where the appropriation is made, but obviously then there's the cost of debt service down the road. That's all.
And then after the budget hearings, we took off another 96. Well, it's more than 94.
Well, it's 96,000. The 5% of the total is 96,000.
Oh, right. Go ahead, next slide. So, cannabis. I got an email from someone saying, you got $600,000 from cannabis. Why are my taxes going up? I just wanted to explain that. So we got $600,000 for last year. However, 150,000 of it was collected this year, so that goes in this year's revenue. But even that, 450,000 is 1% of the taxes, little over 1% of the taxes. So your taxes would be 1% higher, or we would have to increase it by 1% more from the cannabis. But that doesn't wipe out the municipal tax. It's just not enough.
No, and then there's things that go up and down, Mayor, as well. The cannabis tax might be at $450,000, but the hotel room tax went down by that much, so it's a wash. So it really is not a gain. I mean, if when you have losses of revenue based on the changing way that people do business, and we have many hotels that generate a room tax for each room rented. As rentals go down and occupancies go down in the hotels, that revenue goes down as well. And so, the cannabis tax going up is basically just filling the void made by loss of revenue from hotel tax.
Open space, that's just to remind me that in the good times, the township would pay some open space expenses for maintenance. There's an involved formula about what we charge, and we've now charging the open space fund benefits for the employees that are spending their time doing open space. In the times when we could do 0% tax increase or 0% levy increase, we had enough money that we could leave that money in open space so that we could buy more open space, buy more vacant land. As times get tighter, then we can't be as generous with the township's money in open space. And then I had read online, my wife pointed out to me that people were complaining, if you have to raise taxes, why are you building Catalpa Park? Catalpa Park is being paid for out of open space money. Building Catalpa Park will not change the tax, because the open space tax is a set amount of tax. So, and a lot of people on this Facebook page come to these meetings, and they knew that, and none of them piped up and said, no, that's not quite true. So I thought I should mention it. Next. So this is looking at the average home. The average home price, I can't read it from here.
$555,485 and 25, and $572,541 and 26.
So it went up.
Went up 10,000.
I'm sorry, it went up $17,056.
which is
3.1%.
3.1%.
Yep.
The general, the total valuation of the town, that's all the properties in town, went up 4%. So the fact that what that's telling us is the non-residential properties went up more than the residential properties. What the people think that we increase assessments to get more money. It doesn't work that way. The assessment decides what piece of the pie you pay. If you have a bigger assessment, you'll pay more tax, but we don't get more money for it. We set how much money we want or need, and your assessment tells you what piece of that pie, what percentage of that revenue we want, you will pay. So the fact that the average home went up less than the general value of the town means that assessments were good this year for most people. It helped most people. This place paid a property tax of
last year, $9,715.43, and then this year's would be $10,328.64 for a difference of $613.21.
The bottom table shows for each taxing entity, school district, county, local, the municipal open space, municipal library, county open space, and fire districts, what their rates are. And you can compare rates done within the same year to the same area to figure out what percentage they are of your tax. The school district tax is 61.9%, 62%. The local municipal tax is 13.3%. So of that 10,000 some odd dollars that this average home is paying, I shouldn't say only, but $1,300 goes to the town. So when people say, I don't get much for what I'm paying for, the things they see, the things they're looking at, is really only 13%, or in this case, roughly $1,300. I have said it many times, I'll say it again. Paying for our schools through property tax is a stupid way to tax. It should be an income tax so that people like me who have a little bit more money should pay more. But this 400-year-old method of taxing is the way we're stuck with. The total amount they're paying, this person is paying for schools is $6,400, and the amount that they're paying to the town is $1,374. Go ahead. So if you read the Franklin Reporter, you'll recognize this. I'm quoting me. Yet with that limited municipal share, the township, amongst other things, paves, plows, and repairs roads, maintains park and fields, cuts roadside grass for visibility and safety, supports recreation programs and youth services, provides construction and zoning oversight, conducts restaurant inspections, manages recycling, and maintains what I believe is the finest police department in New Jersey. And I put that in because people say you should council should have cut the budget by 10%. Just find a way to cut by 10% to save us money, even though the schools are going up. 10% would have made, you would have not raised $74, we would have raised it by $7.40 less. It's not saving much money. And if we cut out all of the town money, all of the money going to the township, that would lower your taxes by 13%. And these are the things, amongst others, you would lose. I mean, something like zoning oversight. Without the town, someone could build a gas station right next to your house. So I think we provide good services for the amount that we collect in taxes. Unfortunately, and I understand it, when I was sitting out there and coming to meetings, I had the same thing in mind. I'm getting my taxes, they're going up, and I blamed it all on people in this room because they're the ones who send me a tax bill, and this is the place I come to pay my taxes. So it's natural for people to blame council for the total increase, but most of the increase, over $400 this year, is coming from the school board. $74 is coming for us, and that's for the average home. Yours will obviously vary. And that's my presentation. Other towns. So if you look at this chart, I'm not going to read them all off. We're at 7%. The highest is Raritan, increasing at 12.4%. The lowest is Piscataway, increasing at 2.2%. The average increase is 6.92%. We increased 7%. So I'm not saying we're the best in the state, but we're certainly in the ballpark. That's my presentation. Councilwoman Francois was upset there wasn't another graph.
No, we were talking about you should send that to us. It was such a wonderful PowerPoint presentation.
I will email it to all of you right now. And you.
And the clerk, please, so that if
And the
people
clerk.
request it, they can have it.
And you. I'll email it
So
to
where are
some
we?
people.
We had motion to
As
introduce.
a budget public hearing.
Public hearing.
On the budget as amended.
So I ask for unanimous consent to open the hearing to the public on the budget. Without objection, we are open to the public on the budget only. Anyone wishing to speak, 5 minutes, same rules as before. Yes, sir.
I'm Janak Jadeja, living at 4 Gold Star Drive, Princeton, same neighborhood as Mr. Singh. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, for a wonderful presentation. I learned a lot. This is the first time I have seen it. My question is there any public announcement where people are aware of today's meeting so that we could have much more broader presentation from people? I accidentally came to know about this meeting today, honestly. Otherwise, I would have not been even here. So that is my question number one. And my my second comment is, I know you all are working hard and it's none of your intention to increase the budget, but it would be nice to involve the public presentation even in the school board meeting, these types of meeting, so that people can participate and exchange views. Thank you.
I'm sorry, are you suggesting that we present this at the school board meeting?
No.
Oh.
What I'm requesting is that there should be an awareness for people to know when these such meetings are, including the school board meetings, if they are allowed to participate. I'm not sure.
So and I'm going to allow people to answer directly rather than we answer all at the end for this. We advertise in the paper, we advertise in the online journals now. We have it on our website. We would love for more people to come. You're right. I mean, look, we're passing a budget. Look at how many people are in the room.
Exactly, yes.
I just have, I'd like, so, sir, what I would encourage every single person who lives in this town who has access to a computer which is, I think, at last estimate, according to the census, about 97% of our population has access to a computer, to sign up for all of the different types of notifications that you can receive from us. And the reason I say that is I get emails because I obviously in my position, I'm signed up for all of our notifications. I get the emails notifying me of every public meeting. The agendas for those meetings are published, and when they're published on the website, I receive an email that the agenda has been published. Our social media platforms announce in advance all of our public meetings. So not just the Township Council meetings, but the Planning Board meetings, the Zoning Board meetings, the Open Space Advisory Committee meetings, the Environmental Commission meetings, all of them. And if you go to our website, it's relatively easy to go to the notifications and sign up to receive those emails, to receive the Nixle community notifications and emergency notifications. We don't announce meetings generally by Nixle, but we do them by email notifications that is generated by the website. And you know, as the mayor said, in addition to that, we comply with what the New Jersey state law says that we have to do as far as notifications are concerned. The public notices and that are posted to the local official newspapers of the town, but also there are 2 online news outlets that serve Franklin Township. One's here, the Franklin Reporter and Advocate, and the other is Tap Into Franklin. Both of them post articles in advance of meetings like this. And the information related to those budget meetings is available from those news outlets as well. But, you know, we the mayor talks about it, I mean, and we kind of and sometimes chuckle privately to ourselves. We can't bonk people over the head and drag them in to the meeting to make them come here. You know, there are, I think, 267 seats, and along with standing room only in this room. And you see the attendance. And we moved our budget hearings to remote Zoom meetings where we can get as many people as want to attend those budget meetings, you know, because the budget hearings in advance of the budget introduction. And I think we have, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 regular attendees. I mean, if that are on a Zoom meeting, as easy. I mean, you can do it from your living room in your pajamas, and we still get 5 or 6 attendees. I don't know what it is. I mean, you know, but that's how you find out about these meetings. All of those ways.
Well, thanks for that. I will sign up for myself today. I just hope that people are aware that they can sign up, like, you know, and they can receive the email notification. I just hope they are aware.
Mayor, could I ask our manager a question?
Otherwise, let them pay more taxes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Related to everything you said is great, Bob, and I think we probably should have said what you were saying months ago.
I say what I just said multiple times throughout the year, Councilman. Check the minutes.
Bob, it was a compliment.
No, I know. I'm saying not months ago. I say it often.
Okay. Well, it was very elegant tonight. My question is this: seriously, is it possible, or can we do it in a practical manner with our IT? I mean, do we do it, or can we do it, where people, I'll be blunt, have no interest in what the heck we're doing or what's going on in our town except money and taxes? Can we have a Nixle, whatever type of email blast that only informs people of any and every meeting, even other entities, taxing entities, or at least ours?
I just said we do it.
Okay.
You have to sign up.
Okay.
And Mayor, let me interrupt there. Councilman,
interrupt me.
I am telling you that we have, over the course of my tenure as the township manager, done over and over and over again notifications in every type of format, including written format in the newsletter, begging people to sign up for notifications. Franklin Day, that's my whole table, is how to sign up for notifications from the town. So can we do it? We have done it over and over and over again. You're asking for something that we already do. I can't make people do it. And this is not just Franklin Township. I have talked to my peers in other towns. They have the same issue. It's the lack of attendance at official functions of council and the planning board and zoning board. Unless it's something that directly affects you, you don't come. And you know what? Taxes affect everyone.
All right, I'm gaveling this discussion because it's not about the budget. So we're in the public hearing. So anyone else want to speak? We promise not to beat you up.
Please, welcome it.
I didn't say we want to berate. We just won't beat you up. Yes, please, sir.
Rohit Gupta, same neighborhood as Subhendu, 64 Winding Way. The only comment I have is how much control you guys have on the school board. I mean, I hear that this is 7% and 66% and what the numbers are. But school board, right, I just see a zero, right? So
Zero, yeah.
I mean, something has to be done in the school board. They have pretty much a free will, right? They can come up with the numbers, they can come up with their needs, right? And clearly we can say we can't detect our people. We need those people to serve and to provide services, right? With the school board, whenever they have, okay, I want to increase this, I want to increase that, and our bill keeps going up, right? And the school is where? School is still not where it should be. Our education is still not there where it should be.
So,
right? But our bill is sky high.
First of all, the school board has made tremendous strides in the last 10 years, and I credit John Ravalli, who unfortunately is retiring this year, for that. I also, full disclosure, I'm friendly with probably more than half of the school board.
Well, I was friends with the past president, right? I mean, I'll have talked with her too. I'm very close friends with her, in fact, right? But that doesn't mean that the taxes have to go through the skies. Right?
So, but what they're faced with now is, at least last year it was the rule, I'm not sure it was the rule this year. They were told, this is the amount you should be spending on a student. You are not spending that much. We will allow you now to increase by, I think they allowed 14%, and they did 10.7%. And they did it under the gun of, if you don't increase your taxes by this amount, we will take away school aid. So they would then be that much more in a deficit and not be able to supply their services that they want to supply. I think it was a very difficult decision for them, but
it was mandated by the state, or we missed over the years that we didn't spend that much amount of money per student.
No, that was the state mandate.
The state told them, we won't give you state aid unless you raise it by a certain amount. I think it goes back to, and some of them are my friends too, the legislature. Unfortunately, it needs an amendment to the New Jersey Constitution. We need to change how we pay for our schools. It should be an income tax. So people like me that can afford it pay more, and people I won't point out on anyone, that other people who can't afford it pay less. Go ahead, sir.
No, I get that point, and it makes sense too, right? But that being said, we still have to put some kind of controls on that, right? And then if we can figure something out here with all this brain sitting in front of us, right? And we got to do something about that. I mean, taxes are going through the roof at school board.
Yep.
So it's, the point where you want to make a decision whether to live here or not, right? If it's affordable to live in Franklin. Because Franklin Township is doing well, but the school board is kicking us out. I mean, that's a shame.
It is.
Beautiful community. So, but that's a decision that needs to be made. So,
And we heard tonight that they might be decreasing the state of New Jersey.
So, something that you think about. So.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can come up again. Yes, someone on the council.
Now, we are in the, I just don't want the public hearing to get confused.
Okay.
Councilman, we're in the public.
You're okay. You're fine.
No, yeah,
If you want to talk about the budget, you can talk about the budget.
Yes, we're talking about up here, not you. You're good.
Thank you. I just wanted to say, I understand the increase in your budget here. In my opinion, yes, salaries go up every year. and the fact that you don't want to cut anyone, that's great. But I just want to say for anyone here that is questioning the school budget, there's a meeting this Thursday on the 28th. Be there. I mean, this is great to be here, but I also invite you, sir, need to be there. And I'm going to be there. And then you can direct your questions, because they do have this type of question and answer where you can direct that. So it's this Thursday, the 28th. So thank you.
Thank you.
It's at the Board of Ed on Route 27, the old Consulata Mission.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak about the budget? Seeing no one, I ask for unanimous consent to close to the public. Without objection, we're closed to the public. Do we have a motion on the budget?
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. Anyone on council want to discuss the budget now? Do you have a question? Who? Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So there are several First Ward residents. Here, a couple of things. One, I've been in the council for, I want to say, 3 months, right? At that time, I've had the privilege of serving on the Financial Oversight Committee, Mayor and Council. And in that process, there's been obviously learning, but also contributing to the township's finances and budget. And I can confidently say our township's extended team, right, that includes our manager and our department heads, they've completed what I call as due diligence to come up with this budget. I cannot speak to budgets from prior years. I wasn't around. But I will say it wasn't easy to construct this year's budget. Someone acknowledged costs are up across the board. Personnel, benefits, insurance, infrastructure, those costs have increased across the board. But I'm pleased to say, we got here without compromising on public safety. We got here without compromising essential services that our residents care about, and without laying off a single employee. And that reflects, to me, a disciplined, responsible approach by all people who are here in the council, people who served on the Financial Oversight Committee, all people involved with the budget. Finally, I'm glad there are several residents in the First Ward who've showed up today. Keep us honest. Keep us honest as we go through this process. As you can tell, we're juggling multiple priorities. And those priorities span across public safety, they span across services, they span across taxes, and they span across townships' future financial health. We can take some short-term decisions that are going to come back and bite us and haunt us tomorrow. And we want to be responsible and disciplined about it. So we appreciate your support as we balance these priorities, and my ask would be stay engaged. Be present. And I know, Janak, you missed the message that I had said because you're not on that group, and I'm kicking myself for not having sent an email that I generally and typically do. But thank you for pointing that out. Appreciate it.
Any other council member have a comment? Good for you. Madam Clerk.
Councilman Barrison?
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Karazi?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Councilman Onijaka?
Yes.
Councilman Singh?
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
I think we're to item number 14. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Public hearing and adoption of ordinances on second reading, we have none. Number 15, ordinances on introduction and first reading. Ordinance 4508-26, an ordinance amending the municipal code of the Township of Franklin County of Somerset, State of New Jersey, more particularly Chapter 226, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 226-13, parking prohibited at times on certain streets, particularly Pine Grove Avenue. The following ordinance is presented to Township Council for adoption on first reading, posting, publication in accordance with the law, and public hearing and final adoption at a meeting of the Township Council to be held on Tuesday, June 9th, 2026 at 7 p.m. in the council chambers. Do we have a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Moved and seconded. This is the area around the East Franklin.
Yeah, it's the section between the firehouse and Highland Avenue that was at the request of the fire company to make more room for the fire trucks leaving and heading towards Highland Avenue.
That's probably a good idea.
Probably.
Any other discussion? Madam Clerk?
Councilman Barrison.
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Karazi.
Yes.
Mayor Kramer.
Yes.
Councilman Oni Chaka.
Yes.
Councilman Singh. Councilwoman Udine.
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella.
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Consent agenda, items A through N is listed in the consent agenda. Portion of this meeting are presented to the Township Council for adoption. Do we have a motion?
I just have one question.
Wait, we have a 1 second. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Seconded.
Now, discussion.
Okay, that's the retail sale.
Which flat?
This is yeah.
Turn on your mic.
And
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
M or N? Nancy? Mary?
Yes, Nancy. So is that a new license we got, Bob, or is it?
It is. I've been informed that our clerk has been informed of a person of interest in a retail license, a consumption license. So we have several that are available based on the last census that we have not offered for sale. So this will be by sealed bid auction for a new license.
Good, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
everybody got up here and walked out as soon as we adopted the budget. But they forgot to realize we have a consent agenda, and we're going to take some money and throw it out to people. But yet nobody stayed to discuss where the money was going. And when I first came on council, I begged people to stay. You give a proclamation, you need to lock the door, and keep them in here.
I think
Otherwise,
there's fire codes against that. Anyone else? Madam Clerk?
Councilman Barrison.
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Karazi.
Yes.
Mayor Kramer.
Yes.
Councilman Oni Chaka.
Yes.
Councilman Singh.
yes.
Councilwoman Udine.
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella.
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
There are no resolutions to be voted on separately. Old business.
That's a good idea.
Any nominations for boards, committees, and commissions? So I have one for Peter Marsh on the zoning board. We have open alternate position, I guess number 3, Board of Adjustment. The one that expires at the end of this year. Are there any other, and just to, Mr. March has a PhD in mathematics. He's lived in town for 12 years, and he was the executive dean at Rutgers for arts and sciences. So that means all the deans in the arts and sciences reported to him. So I think he'll qualify well for the zoning board. And are there any other nominations for that position?
just ask one small question?
Sure.
Do we screen for zoning board and planning board?
So, no, we did not.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Any other nominations for that position? Any other nominations for any other positions? We can do it by acclamation. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion is carried. Congratulations, Mr. March. And turning the page. Executive session, Resolution 26-238, authorized executive session, potential acquisition of open space, 287 Cedar Grove Lane, and contract negotiations with the YMCA, and is presented to the Township Council for adoption. Do I have a motion? Moved and seconded. Madam Clerk.
Councilman Harrison?
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Karazi?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Councilman Onijaka?
Yes.
Councilman Singh?
Yes.
Councilwoman Udine? Yes. Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
Councilman Wright?
All right, so we're now going to go into executive session. There'll be no official actions after executive session except to come out of executive session and to adjourn the meeting. So this will end our taping. Be well, Franklin.